Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7 is absolute peak, and if you disagree, you're wrong. I'm going to explain why. So this game obviously is an all-time classic. I used to play this as a kid on my old Wii. I still have it. I just need to plug it in and actually play it. But this game basically goes through. I'm getting messed up right here. This game goes through years 5 through 7, so that's Order of the Phoenix all the way through Deathly Hallows Part 2. And like this game, it lets you go through at least my favorite movie, which is Half-Blood Prince, and that's also my favorite part of this game as well. Part of this game and the previous game, years 1 through 4. Like, if you get to play as in the Half-Blood Prince, like it's just gonna be a good time for me. And the good things about this game is that the last game with the spell variety was kind of, I wouldn't say mid, but I mean it was very limited and not very creative. I don't even remember the spells because they just weren't very memorable. But this one, I could remember most of them off the top of my head. You had like Reducto, Focus, Expecto Patronum, Defendo, Lumos, Aguamenti. I think that's all of them of note. Of course, you have Wingardium Leviosa. And of course, you have all the custom ones, not the custom ones, but the additional ones, Guardium Leviosa. You have your Invisibility Cloak, Defendo, Lumos Solem, Aguamenti, Focus, Spectral Patronum, and Reducto. So I was right on most of them. But, like, all the spell designs are really cool, too. Like, that's just satisfying to just do. Of course, you have that one. What you have to actually... Like, some of them are just goofy. Like, look. Hold on. You just turned his head into a pumpkin. That's peak. That's absolute peak. If you disagree, you're wrong. Of course, you have your invisibility cloak, which I'll show off. Turns you invisible. Yeah. Who would have guessed? Alright, Defendo. Look. You just cut him in half. Like, that's cool. Like, just objectively cool. Lumos Solem is, like, obvious. Light. Aguamenti. You spray water. You just pee. You pee everywhere. Of course, you water plants and stuff, which does certain things at certain levels. Like this right here. It freed a person. Who knew there's a person inside of a seed? Like, that was literally just a seed a second ago. And it turns a big plant and it shot somebody out. Who would have guessed? Okay, and he gives a lot of money, too. Like, whoop-de-doo. But I always thought that the student power was kind of weird. Then again, I'm a very Stan Lee and Peril kind of guy. But that gets to the next spell, Focus, which that's the one that Snape, it's not the actual name of the spell, but it's the spell that Snape uses to get into like Harry's subconscious or whatever. It's a pretty powerful spell to use. Wait. You could shoot people with Wingardium Leviosa. Like, I mean, you could do that in Diagon Alley with basically any character in the game, as long as they're in Diagon Alley or Nocturne Alley. You have Expecto Patronum. Like, it does the obvious. It beats the Dementors. I already did that one. What, Cantus, what's that? You make them sing. Like, if that's not peak, I don't know what is. And you get to play as your favorite wizards. I mean, obviously, you have the trio right here, Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley. You can also play as Voldemort. Oh, I almost forgot right here. Where is it? Can I do it? Nope, I can't. Okay. But you can play like Snape, Voldemort, Dumbledore, Tom Riddle, whenever he's like really young. You can play as a young Dumbledore. There's like a whole bunch of characters that I don't remember. Trying to think of another one that's like really cool. I think you can play as Draco, if I'm not mistaken, which is, I mean, Draco's pretty cool. But like the main point is like you can make your own custom character. So I just got a trophy. Oh, children, complete the custom of Hermione and Harry dancing the tent. That's not the song, but okay. And I got the trophy again. Okay. I just got the same trophy twice somehow, but whatever. And it was the wrong song too. It was Oh Children, but that wasn't the song Oh Children. But anyway, there's another thing about this game that I really like. If you are in the Deathly Hallows, you can go to Hogwarts with like the Carrows and stuff, and the Death Eaters taking over, which I'll go there right now. And this also fills into more like you can play as your favorite wizards throughout any point in the story. Another trophy, Hogwarts has changed. Visit the Hogwarts foyer in years 7 and 8. Alright. So it's very darker. It's a lot darker now. I'll just explore a little bit as I talk. See if I can encounter any of the Death Eaters. And another thing, this soundtrack. Just listen. It changed. It went back to the normal one. Listen to the soundtrack. Like that right there, it's just absolutely fantastic. It is absolute peak. The soundtrack is amazing. I would highly recommend you just Google the soundtrack and just listen to it. There's certain songs that are like, I mean, it's pretty good. But there's other songs that it's just amazing. Like, you know, there's almost never been a better soundtrack than in this. I guess really it was the movies that did it first. But, like, this game's soundtrack is fantastic. And especially the ones years 5 through, like 1 through 4 has a good soundtrack too, but years 5 through 7, the soundtrack got a lot better. The music it just evolved somehow. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's a lot more dark and dreary and stuff, but that's also what makes it really good. And that's another thing that I really like, is that this game is a lot darker than years 1 through 4, which I said in the last video, and the years 1 through 4 kind of retrospective or review, that Lego games aren't supposed to be dark and dreary. If you play them, you're playing them for you're playing a Lego game for the wrong reason. But this one it's different, because the not Half-Blood Prince, but Deathly Hallows Part 2, I guess kind of Half-Blood Prince 2, because that was a lot darker than years 1 through 4. But it's a lot darker in nature. It's literally darker. Like it's always cloudy all the time. It's always raining, storming. So naturally, it's going to be a lot darker. But like these movies are extremely good. So obviously, the Lego games based off them is going to be really good. The boss fights are fantastic. This game, or I should say, years 1 through 4 kind of introduced dueling, like at the very last minute with Voldemort boss fight in the Goblet of Fire. But it didn't really do much for it though, because it wasn't a very good boss fight. I mean, it was still good, but it wasn't as good as the bosses in these games. Bosses in these games are fantastic. Like, there's no doubt about it. You get into a duel with Snape in Half-Blood Prince. You duel Voldemort as Dumbledore in Order of the Phoenix, and you kind of have to protect Harry. It's a Lego game, so you don't really have to protect anybody, but it's kind of like set up to where you have like this force field that turns Voldemort's glass attack into sand, and then you make weapons out of that and you throw it at him, and that's how you beat the boss. But it's very good because every so often, here's one of the Carrows right here. See what happens whenever. You literally can't hit them. It doesn't look like it does anything whenever you hit her. It seems like it does everything. Okay, there it goes. It just bounces off. But, what was I saying again? The bosses. Okay, so of course, the boss of Voldemort was really good. I'm trying to think with Half-Blood Prince, it was the Inferi, while he was trying to make Dumbledore drink water. There was like a bunch of Inferi there, which I count that as a boss, because it's a major encounter. Then Half-Blood Prince Part 1, Part 1 is at Malfoy Manor. You fight either Draco or Narcissa and Bellatrix. I know you fight Bellatrix, I think, but it's either that or Narcissa and Draco, which those duels are absolutely fantastic because you get that setting of Draco of Malfoy Manor. It's very regal and dark, and almost like you're in a dungeon half the time in that level. So it still feels like you're kind of in a dungeon, you're trapped there. So you absolutely have to win in order to basically just survive. But like I said, the bosses in this game it's very creative. It's the same boss over and over again, basically. But it pulls it off so well that I don't really mind. And let's see, bosses in part 2. I think there's a lot of bosses in part 2. You have Voldemort at the very end, which takes up almost half of that storyline in part 2. But you have what's her name? I don't like her at all. Umbridge. Yeah, you have the Umbridge boss fight along with that one guy that's always beside her. You have her boss fight where you duel with her, you throw stuff at her, then you actually duel her. Or you duel the guy, then you throw stuff at her. I don't remember. It was really good because it was in like the Ministry of Magic, man. I mean, you can't really mess that up because you're fighting Umbridge. I mean, everyone wants to fight Umbridge. Here's the other Kara, the other Death Eater. It bounces off of him too. Let's see it. Oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, but like I was saying, the bosses in this game are very good. The soundtrack that goes with them is very good as well. Like almost everything about this game, I can't have complaints for. Graphics are fantastic. You get to walk through Hogwarts, like that's just cool. Like if you say otherwise, you're wrong. You're objectively wrong. And I'm gonna go to my next point is a custom character wizards, which like you can make yourself, and you can get kind of like a headcanon that you're literally at Hogwarts. Oh, and you can do this. Almost forgot. You could just kill people, which is always fun. But yeah, you can put yourself into Hogwarts like you can't really in other games besides Hogwarts Legacy. I know there's Harry Potter games that was just focused purely on the movies. You only get to play as Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Can I still go into Dumbledore's office? That sucks. But anyway, you could only play as Harry, Ron, and Hermione, which kind of limited what the story could do. Like obviously, it was just the movies. Like you can't really complain about that. They changed some things about the movies and added some missions and deleted a lot of it from the books as well. Of course, the movies did that as well. But the main thing is like this game is very loyal to the movies and kind of as well as the books because there's a lot of characters in the game that's not in the movies. Like I think you have Peeves going around somewhere if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I might be thinking of Hogwarts Legacy, but can I go in the room of requirement? Nope. Okay. But this game takes a lot from the movies. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh man, that sucks. But it takes a lot from the movies. It takes some from the books, but not quite enough to really to praise it on it. Like it takes some characters from the books, if I'm not mistaken, and that's really about it. It has some spells that are in the books, but not in the movies. I don't think Aguamenti was in the movies at all. I don't remember. Actually, it was because Harry had to fill up his cup with it, but it wouldn't hold it. It was in Half-Blood Prince. It was Dumbledore was thirsty after drinking all that weird water, so naturally he just Harry filled up the little cup thing with water and he cast it out of his wand, but it just wouldn't go into the cup. So I guess he just thirsted to death, or not really thirsted to death, but he just went thirsty until obviously he saved Harry from the Inferi, and then he went back to Hogwarts, and spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies. And he does in this game as well, but it's so goofy how it happens. Like, I think he literally just gets knocked off of the thing. He doesn't really get the killing curse done to him like Snape does in the movies, or in the books. But he just, like, I think he just gets knocked off. I mean, it's just... And it doesn't take away from it either. Like, it's still, like, sad to watch. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Harry Potter's tent, but yeah, that's basically all there is to it with the with like the character stuff. Like they do a lot of the stuff with the characters that are in the movies. They do it differently, but it doesn't have any less of an impact, which I think is fantastic. Like you have Dumbledore's death, Snape's death. What else is there? I forget what else at the moment. You have Sirius's death, which that also kind of really sucks. You have all these in the game too, and it doesn't have any less of an impact because you still like grow an attachment to these characters. So you still hate it, hate to watch it, but also it's like it's in the movies too. Like there's more dialogue in the movies because in these earlier Lego games they didn't use dialogue. I'll listen to this. Like it's all like, huh? It's all like basic grunting and stuff. But you kind of know what they're saying. And here in a minute I'll get in more into like the level design. I'll go ahead and skip this cutscene. You see this level design? It looks like a bunch of bull crap right here. But this is honestly I won't say one of my favorite levels in the game, but it's still very good. Like you have these crows that you have to shoot to get like a mini kit or something. And here's one right here. Of course, you use your spells to continue on through the level. Like right here, you use Augmenti to fill up the canister full of water, and it uses like a sprinkler, I think. Yep, uses like a sprinkler. And like you have to undo I forget what they're called, the Devil's Snare or something like that. But you can walk faster with Lumos in this game than you could the last game too, if I'm not mistaken. Last game you had to walk slow, which I absolutely hated. What else is there? Oh yeah, right over here. There's the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes or whatever they're called. Only a Weasley can use it. And if I'm not mistaken, after you beat the game, I think Hermione can use them because technically she's a Weasley at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 2. I might be mistaken on that, but I think she actually can use it. I'm probably wrong, but it would make sense to me. But I think you have to shoot all these balloons in order to get the bee to move. Or at least to be able to use Wingardium Leviosa to do it. Am I stupid? I think I'm stupid. What? Am I bad at the game? I'm going to dig up these and see what's up. But anyways, like I was saying, like the level design in this game is extremely good. Like you get to run around as a cat. Like come on now, like it's peak. And that gets into another point that I kind of already made the point, but I'm gonna make it again anyway. It's the atmosphere. Listen to this music. I absolutely love this music. I could listen to it like hours and hours on end if I had the chance to. I would just listen to it for hours. But this game uses the perfect music at the perfect time. Like it's just peak. Like, you can't disagree with me. If you do, you're wrong. If you do disagree, comment in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to tell you you're wrong. But that gets me to my next point. Is like just the atmosphere. Like you see out through there, it's all dark, cloudy, and moody and stuff. It reflects kind of the state of the world right now, like the socioeconomic state of the world right now. Ooh. But basically, it's this way all throughout the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, even a little bit in Half-Blood Prince and Order of the Phoenix. It's just anytime Voldemort is just out and about, it's basically just really gloomy. But it's really pronounced after Dumbledore dies. Because, I mean, obviously, like, that's like that's like Hogwarts' main protector at that point. Because nobody can really equate to Voldemort's power other than Dumbledore. I think Snape could. I think Snape's actually more powerful than Voldemort, in my opinion, but I think Snape could beat Voldemort in terms of just sheer skill and power alone, but because Voldemort has the Horcruxes, he can't really beat him, really. but that's besides my point. Um, you have like you have this bad guy, obviously, and he's like so prominent that he basically makes the whole world, including the weather, very dreary. So I mean, you can't make a game without it being kind of dreary. Of course, you see that this whole level, Luna Lovegood was abducted and taken to a manor or whatever. And what else was my point? I completely lost where I was, but that was pointless. But okay. Um, the music and the actual look of the atmosphere, it fits really well. All of the music fits the levels very well, like down to the beat sometimes even. Which, I mean, honestly, if a game can do that, it's just good in my opinion, or at least has a good atmosphere. But this game in Deathly Hallows Part Two, yeah, Part Two. It's always very dreary. Part Two has a different vibe to it though, somehow. Like the first thing you do is you ride a dragon, which is just, it's cool, but I think it should have been more like Deathly Hallows Part One, where everything's kind of dreary. It kind of delves into that kind of in the middle of the movie, but the beginning and the end of the movie, it definitely doesn't. But like right here, you kind of know what the characters are doing, and like obviously, I forget his name, but Luna Lovegood's father is basically just covering up at this point, trying to stall until the Death Eaters can get there, or at least until he has the balls to actually tell them that they're there. And like that just adds to the more serious tone. Like his daughter just got abducted, but he's still acting all goofy and stuff just to stall. So that kind of keeps like the Lego goof of it, while still having the serious tone that Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 should. Which I think is perfect for this game, honestly. And in I already talked about the bosses, which is also really good. Oh, dueling. You get to practice dueling in this game, which is just absolutely fantastic. You get the Dumbledore's Armory whenever you first really get your hands on it, really. And I think you practice Fred and George Weasley, and you get to learn how to duel. It's actually pretty fun. I don't know if this game has like just a dueling mode where you can just duel and stuff. I hope it does, because if it does, I'm gonna play the crap out of that. I don't think it ever does. I played this since I was a kid. I don't remember it having that, but I hope it does, because I will play the absolute crap out of it. But yeah, that's basically going to be my video for now. It's absolute peak. I would recommend it. It's almost a 10 out of 10 game. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because that means literally perfect. And I don't think you can make a perfect game, but if there was a perfect game, this would be it. The only complaint that I would have that keeps it from a 10 out of 10 is maybe no dialogue, but then again, I don't think that's a problem with this game because you can understand what's going on anyway. But anyways, that's probably going to be my video. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Please play it. It's a great game. And comment, like, and subscribe if you like the video. If you don't, again, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to fix it. And if you don't like this game, again, let me know in the comments and I will tell you were wrong. Anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.